And we're live. Alright. This is Exile, and we're re-entering the Gungeon. Last time we sat down, we were playing as the Marine. Get a snapshot of kind of what I think is the most straightforward character in the game. This run, we'll be playing with the pilot. And with no further ado, we enter the Gungeon. Let's see if I can show off a little bit more what this game has to offer. Oh, and before I get started, I'm going to adjust down slightly the audio from the Gungeon itself, so that I'm not trying to talk over the music. Hopefully you can still hear the music. Alright, so we got our basic pilot pistol. You can see it's much less accurate than the Marine pistol, and does not store quite as many shots. And now I've moved my camera so we can see health, blanks, keys, and cash up in the top corner. What do we got? There's dynamite stuff. Whoa! We got this. Having less accuracy means I'm going to have to get a lot closer to my enemies to kill them promptly. Alright, got a little less to talk about, getting just in the focus of it, so let's get back to talking about what we're doing. Let's see. Nope, missed a guy. Alright. Well, this room kind of looks like a bullet. Check that out. Yeah, that's quite a lot of the charm of this game. So, in terms of decisions we can make on the pilot and what we can do, we're going to open up our decision-making process a bit once we actually start finding chests. Getting into that. Oop. A lot of fire here. So part of our goals this run, I want to see if we can manage enough cash to get ourselves the Prime Primer, since cash is the only thing holding us back from that. Destroyed that water barrel. That might put us off from something we want to check out. There's the boss room. Not going for that yet. There's that chandelier. Watch that real quick. Oh, that's slick. Rolling out the dynamite. Got to be careful setting up a play like that because you might just explode. Oop. Thanks. One thing I didn't mention before: we have both a manual reload by hitting R and an automatic reload that will occur if we try to fire when we're out of ammo. Grappling hook. Alright. I can do a couple of fun things. We might go back and pick that up, but we might just want to spend our money on keys. Despite having lockpicks and having some leeway on keys, purchasing keys is still going to be very important. Auto reload is very good when we don't want to take our hands off of WASDA. Not much going on here in this first floor just yet. Let's see some guns. Okay, we're just going to try to trusty lockpick this with the brown chest. And we got it. Litchy trigger finger. Run seems familiar. We have enough for the grappling hook if we want to go back and buy that. The grappling hook is an active item with a very low cooldown. Similar to kind of Binding of Isaac rules, your usable items recharge after a series of runes. A couple of them, like the grappling hook, have minimal or no recharge. Like, it can recharge even within the same rune. Its effect is very minor. Okay, once again we got one of those water barrels blown up, so... Alright. Yeah, I'm going to try and lockpick this too. Didn't get it. Alright, so since I didn't lockpick the chest, I'm just going to try to shoot it open. And it takes a lot to, break these, but you can break them. And you can sometimes get, a little bit of health, maybe some keys, breaking those. Sometimes you just get junk. Blow up some of these here tonight. Whoop! Dangerous. No guns to reload there. So, one secret that I mentioned the last time we were coming through here, relating to this room, you need to put out that fire in order to get to the secret. Now, we've unfortunately gotten a few different water barrels destroyed by collateral damage, and one way to accomplish this is you can roll a water barrel over into this room. Oh yes, forgot that. If you leave ammo behind or certain other pickups and move on to the next room, those pickups will not stick around for you forever. You can't just gain that to infinity and beyond. We're going to pick up the grappling hook because we like fun. So we can use shift to switch between our active items, and we can only have 2 active items because we're the pilot. As for the grappling hook, if I remember correctly, just kind of this space bar thing, and I get a little white bar. You can't see my active items because I'm moving my camera, but it's recharging, basically. Alright, I'm going to do a couple secret room checks. Come down here, pop a blank, no dice. Alright, just going to do the one for now. We'll fight the boss, and then we'll check a couple other spots if we still have blanks after the boss fight. We have to fight this boss with a pistol because we don't have anything else. Just didn't find anything. And we have here the Bullet King in the Lead Throne. Oh. That was pretty poorly handled by me. The Bullet King has just a couple patterns that we should usually be pretty fine with. A few spots where we'll roll. Just keep the very slight dodges most of the time. That multi-splitting pattern is probably his most dangerous. It's usually, not much to write home about so long as you keep your distance. He shoots that kind of Molotov goblet. And the Molotov goblet can be shot out of the air to prevent it from flying all the way across the room to give you a bad day. If you are trying to space him out across the entire room, he'll throw that attack out more actively, if I remember correctly. A lot of his attacks are kind of directional based on the facing of the throne. He's also got this kind of little attendant with a scepter up in here, and if you happen to shoot some kind of stray fire in the direction of that attendant, he'll get angry and kind of crazily try to run at you. It's just an extra complication that we'll prefer to avoid. And we've achieved the Crown of Guns. Get This guy's sitting here pretty sad, given that we've taken out his big buddy. So the Crown of Guns, as you can see, has an immense amount of ammo, and it just fires in every single direction. We'll run around with it for a bit. Should be good for a lark. Aha! Finally, this is what a secret room looks like. All right, we don't have very much even going on in here, but you know, it's a thing. This is how the Crown of Guns looks. I'm shooting that. So we're gonna run with that. It's gonna be a good old time. All right, moving on. We had the opportunity to go back and buy some more keys if we needed, but we've still got a key. We've still got the lockpicks. We're gonna keep going with this. We want to use our money on the Prime Primer. The fact that we bought the grappling hook has already probably put us off that opportunity. So this is just pretty wild. You know, you just kind of walk around the room and see what happens almost. We've got very little fine control over the performance of the Crown of Guns. Ah, we took a hit, lost our armor. Dodged too early. And get armor back, I suppose. It's licensed to keep playing poorly, I guess. Got this room full of flamethrowers. The Crown of Guns is a decidedly mediocre weapon, in my opinion. Why I'm not going to worry too much about using the ammo, because I'm never going to use this on a boss. This being a blue chest, we're not going to try to trusty lockpick it, we're just going to open it. And we have the Mahogany. The Mahogany, it's kind of a grenade launcher. Shoots kind of, you know, leafy stuff. It's got kind of a primary projectile and then secondary projectiles, you can see here. Primary projectile hits very hard, so we're going to use it as a pretty good, reliable gun. This can become especially powerful if we have something that bounces or adds any more damage or explosiveness to our weapon. These kind of eyeball guys. You got a bit of health. It didn't used to just show up. Alright, we're going to try to lockpick this. We got it. We have here antibody. Heals up. I think that has to do with countering poison. Oh, we've unlocked a few more things. These are all the weapons that we purchased from the shop. Chance to improve healing received. Okay, that's neat. We're not playing very cleanly. It's been a bit sloppy, so better healing is it's all right. You can get some power out of that. Get some coffee here. Switch back to the grappling hook. We can use this on enemies. It does a stun, very, you know, reminiscent of Zelda. So the Mahogany, being a grenade launcher, has a kind of explosive effect. Explosives will clear shots out. As we see shots, that'll be pretty beneficial. So in here we see an unlocked chest, but this kind of cell here does require a key to get through. Not sure if I want to spend our key on that, so we're going to keep walking around. We'll come back here. So ammo left on the ground is expended. Hearts left on the ground are not. They'll stick around. So, ooh. And you'll see that a direct hit from the Mahogany is more or less dispatching pretty cleanly our basic enemies. Nope. It's too focused on the wrong direction. Can kind of collaterally take out some of the smaller enemies, or at least create some hit stun. These little guys will lead their shots a bit, which I'm having some trouble with. It's a lot to do with my being a tad unfocused. Purchase a sense of direction, which is just a compass. It would point us to the boss if we needed to. if we were trying to go for like a low percentage clear or trying to clear the game very quickly, that might be more appetizing. But generally, we want to be thorough. There's not a lot of cover in this room, and put us in a bad state. Okay. This has not been going very well. Didn't get a clean kill in the first boss, so don't have a ton of health to work with anyway. The primary shot from Mahogany can bounce off of walls to a limited extent. Kind of loses momentum as it travels. Alright, so given that we're injured and we're not, this has not been going super well, we're going to go ahead and open that cell, if only for the health. We don't have any other health pickups on the floor. The floor 2 boss can give us some nasty possibilities. In particular, the Ammoconda is an angry, run-killing kind of guy. As the possibility of completely ruining our day. Just gonna hop that, open this, and we get meager amounts of health in exchange. So not a terribly good use of the key. We're in I'd say pretty bad straits now. Okay, we're up against the Gorgon. And wait, she's got an attendant from the Gun King. That's new. Is he just gonna run at us? We kind of stand there snickering. Okay, he's angry. We got turned to stone. We can still move while we're turned to stone, but we can't shoot guns. But anyways, we've already taken a hit, so we're not getting master rounds this time. Whew. Now, it's important to note, and I didn't bring this up last time, running away from this particular attack will give you a really bad time. As the projectiles travel out, they also kind of splinter and loop and do a whole bunch of weird stuff. But you'll kind of see some glowing projectiles if she gets into that attack again. Seems like every boss is content to just do a spinning pattern, and I'm content to fail to dodge it. Not having a great day. Alright. And we picked up the Gungeon Ant, which is not usually a weapon I would like very much, but apparently combining the Gungeon Ant with the crown is giving us some kind of weird, bloated, nasty rocket launcher? Okay, we're gonna roll with that. And we got that heart drop, so we're gonna go back and pick it up. Okay, so from here, notably, we have failed to acquire the Prime Primer, because we don't have enough money. That's basically because I picked up the grappling hook, we cannot get the Prime Primer. Mistakes were made. This is how we learn, this is how we remember. Checking for secrets, nothing here. We'll check this room. No dice. Oftentimes treasure rooms, rooms that are on the borders of things, is where we want to look to see if any secrets have spawned. We can also sometimes check for secrets using certain explosive weapons, but not everything works for it. Alright, so let's try out this synergy weapon, the Great Ant Queen. Okay, yeah, this is pretty monstrous. This is going to get us through a lot. Pretty noteworthy that for a rocket launcher, we don't have to reload this terribly often. Most rocket-type weapons, you basically be reloading between every shot. Oh, and we're getting... Oof. Yeah, this has a lot of kind of collateral pushback. We're getting ledge kills. Alright, so long as we can keep ammo going for this weapon, we're golden. And we're not going to worry about conserving this ammo, the ammo for this gun, because it's fairly efficient in the way this is working. Any gun where, you know, one shot kills one thing and you have more than 50 shots, that's what I call, you know, pretty efficient. And since it's explosive, sometimes we're getting 2-for-1s. And we're getting one-shot kills even on like these red shotgun guys. Pretty good, pretty good. Alright, coming into the shop, he only carries the prime primer higher up in the Gungeon, so we're just going to buy ourselves some keys. And we're going to keep in mind this ammo, because while we have the synergy gun, ammo for it is going to be really potent. Oh, just bodied myself into a corner. Alright. Reloaded this weird ant thing. Is that be about right? Nope. Not feeling the blind shots right now. So these little kind of tarball enemies are generally no big deal. If you set them on fire, or if something else in the environment sets them on fire, they can quickly become nightmarish. They'll run at you, fire at about double speed. So it's an enemy that isn't really dangerous, but can become dangerous when encountered in certain kind of groupings or pairings. Just trigger that. Not sure what that even detonated, but it's no matter. Got collateral damage. Taking care of business. Okay, we didn't kill that shotgun shell in one shot, but we ledged him, so that's all she wrote. Along. Oh, that's spider webs. And fire. Alright, synergy with the Crown of Guns. Who'd thought? Got these kind of bullet bill type enemies here. Knocked them out of my own follow-up shot. That is okay. Three for one. That is really nice. We're just going to open this normally. We got keys. Shield of the Maiden is, I believe this gives us kind of a... Yeah, you can hold it out for as long as the kind of white, the white bar there allows. You can't see what I'm pointing at, but you can hold it out for a little while and it provides some amount of protection. I haven't used it much before. It's not the kind of thing I want to try and learn right now. No, we really don't have hearts to spare. I don't know if that references losing a heart permanently. Knowing shrines, that's likely to be the case. And I don't think we can afford that, given that we haven't found any master rounds. Alright, we've got just a few more directions to explore. We've got a trap room here. It does lead off to somewhere. Watch the platform moving and these shots going across. Alright, no big deal. We have here a red chest with the dragon fire, which we unlocked just last run. So that is a very, very potent weapon. That is likely to be our boss killer. So we'll use the Great Ant Queen as our rune clearer and the dragon fire for boss killing. Okay, and now we've got the boss room. So switching over to the Dragonfire, as we mentioned, and we're up against the tank. This is called the Treadnought, and we're just gonna unleash some holy fire on this thing. Treadnought has a lot of kind of arena management to it. Took a hit. I didn't blank fast enough. Very difficult to cleanly avoid this opponent. And he's going to be dropping down, reinforcements as he goes. Firing out shots that fire more shots. These pillars exist for a time, but some of the attacks he's going to use will actually destroy them. Now he's got this real big bloat, so we can just kind of fire in his general direction. He'll get dispatched. But we're still taking a lot of damage doing this stuff. We have here the triple crossbow. Fires 3 shots, then needs to be reloaded. Kind of ordinary. Crossbow shots are pretty powerful, but before we leave this floor, I'm going to buy more ammo. Get that on lockdown. And we have 1 blank. Throw it out here, no secrets. Moving right along. We really got to knuckle down and stop taking hits. This is not sustainable. That little kingly guy will run away if we get close, so you want to try and dispatch him from very far out if you can. And thankfully, we have just the armament for some far out dispatching. This wall trap, I believe, will deactivate when the room's empty. Nope, it will not. It's just going to keep doing what it does. It's those running around king guys that will summon those gold skeletons, and dropping the king will incapacitate the gold skeleton, and we can take that out real quick. There's a lot of hate coming from the center of the room right now. These spiders. 2 spiders. Alright. Got a whole lot of fire. And in the center of the room we've got an enemy that's creating these kind of spinning projectiles. Probably from the random attack pattern from that thing. Got zombie shells. There's a conjurer who makes those. There we go, mummy. Alright, and we'll get a reload on Dragonfire here. Now we've got that prepped for the next boss fight. That is massive. Got some zombies trickling in. We can gather them up, deal with them a little more efficiently. Those silver shell drops are fibers, just nickels. While frozen, this enemy is actually dead. That's just their kind of corpse look. Ooh, this plethora of enemies actually going to be soundly dispatched by the Crown of Guns. Alright, back to the Gungeon. Slimes kind of bloat as they take damage until they eventually pop. Just fire as he's firing to take that out. Explore this for completion's sake. We know that that's not leading anywhere new. Well, I'm largely just choosing random directions as we go. It's possible I could establish some reason to this, but got a sorely lacking key. But we're going to try to lockpick this, and we got it. We have here the uranium amulet. Amulets all add an effect to our blanks. This will now cause our blanks to poison people, and that includes the kind of free blank that we get from the armor expenditure when we eventually take a hit. Got there a character that we can unlock if we find a cell door key. I believe that so long as there is a cell door on the floor, a cell door key is more or less guaranteed. We're not going to be handing him the guns. Actually, handing him some guns might be very nice. This does leave behind a burning trail, so anytime we're encountering those spider webs, we can just kind of handily dispatch a lot of foes. He kind of bursts. Okay. Knockback put us in a really awkward spot there. No. Ammo up. I've never seen this thing before. Looks pretty dangerous. We'll just be dispatching these from a pretty far off distance. Alright, room clear. Just gonna blank for a moment, buy myself some time, because there's not a lot of room to avoid these shots here. Just try and land some accurate shots for once. Isn't that a good idea? It's a remarkable innovation. There are a lot of guns and setups you can get in this game that are kind of accuracy optional, and sometimes we kind of fall into that trap. We're going to try to lockpick this. Didn't work. Alright. Let's just pop it. And we get junk. Now, the supply drop expansion, I believe it was, improved what junk was. It used to be that junk did nothing. But now, collecting junk in succession can slowly build up for you a junk knight. And junk knight gets a lot of work done. So we shouldn't worry too much if we wind up jamming the lock on a chest and we have to scrap it. Generally, if it's a green or brown chest, and we aren't desperate for guns, I'm just going to try to lockpick it. Because, you know, worst case, it's going to turn into a little junk man for us. And we'll have a little bro. Pal around. Alright, we got the boss door here and here, so we've got a sub-boss this time. And last time we ran into a sub-boss, we kind of got wrecked for a bit. We're going to try and do better. So one thing to do, I am going to see about giving up one or another gun to this shrine. I'm not excited about the triple crossbow. Yes, can I offer up a gun here? Okay, we got healed, but we didn't get an extra heart. So I think that might be related to the rarity of the gun that you expend, or I might just not be familiar enough with the effect of that shrine. Maybe that's just been downgraded to a healing shrine, and that's just what it is. Okay, and we're going to fight this guy who ruined our day last time we ran into him. But we got some pretty good firepower now, so... Trying to establish focus very cleanly. He's moving around a lot. It's a little bit difficult to keep up my guard while landing shots. You see I'm missing a lot. Oh, that's a bouncing shot. Okay, big bouncy. Okay. So we mostly just focused on offense that time through. We got us a heart back, so we're in okay shape. Alright. We'll get armor and an alien sidearm, which, you know, probably recognize from Halo. It's the same stinking thing. It's got a longer charge-up time than the Mega Hand. We're going to keep using the Gungeon Hand. We've got plenty more room to go through. We've got this kind of angry face in the middle of the room. It's very basic, going to attack periodically, move away from it, come back in, take some shots, dispatch a couple zombies. He got his summon off, but I'm not seeing where. I heard the sound effect for... Okay, we got it over here. Alright, now we'll deal with that. Okay. We've got a shopkeep over here. We've got a lot to spend. I would like to get some passive buffs if I can. The heart bottle allows us to bank hearts for later, which is not quite in the vein of what we need. We are going to buy a map, which is going to show us what else is on the floor. And this actually is going to give us a little bit of cheat, because only one boss has that kind of room, and that's the kind of wall boss. Oh, and the map, we can also see a secret. You can see over here, there's some hearts in that wall. We don't have any blanks, because we used them on the sub-boss, so tough. I'm going to come over here and head down here. So, I have a suspicion or a recollection that there's actually an invisible floor through here somewhere. And okay, so that's bouncing, sort of. I'm not sure if that contacts the floor. If you have a gun that launches something onto the floor, or causes the floor to ignite or be covered in water, then you can kind of test for an invisible floor or something like that. We're not in that kind of luck, I don't think. I mean, the mahogany kind of spreads leaves on the floor when you shoot it, and you can kind of watch for where the leaves fall. But they're going to fall, you know, very close to where we fire the gun, so that's not going to give us much to work with. Watching these leaves, and they're just kind of an obnoxious little effect that are hardly ever going to land in the direction we want them to. Fire out leaves on reload too, I guess. Alright. So we're going to try to survive this boss battle. And hopefully we're not going to take a hit, but this dude, he's really going to fill the entire room with a bunch of nonsense, and getting through him without a blank is kind of annoying. The Wallmonger. We have to... While on fire, we need to keep rolling to get rid of the fire, but it's going to, you know, put our roll on cooldown and in an unfortunate state, which is going to take a hit. There's a lot of attacks this guy is going to do that we just need to roll. Like I said, he's basically going to fill the screen with bullets. He's got these kind of jump ropey attacks. If you jump correctly, you can go directly across this fire. And if you're not immune to fire on the basis of some kind of item or flight, that's pretty much what has to be done on this boss. But periodically, you're going to find yourself in a way where you need to skip over. And he's got you know, enough bullets down to make your life just terrible. Because I have to dodge back across this in order to avoid the large bullet wave. But he's got spreading fire on the other side, so... Alright. We're building up hegemony credits, we've got the cell key, we've got backup to full health. And here we've got the rolling eye, which I believe is... That is not actually a weapon. The rolling eye is... Oh, rolling through bullets reflects them back at our opponent. So that's nifty, but it's nothing we're going to rely on or really be... Oh man, that's amazing. So coming through here, we'll find this guy. He is a vendor who can appear in some further runs. but he's not somebody who's going to sit back at the breach and get us more unlockables. He's just a shop that'll show up periodically, and his shop is unique in that he lets you exchange keys for fairly rare items. A lot of the things he carries are going to be pretty powerful. Alright, we try and gun munch some stuff together. Not feeling it. Not feeling it. Alright, onwards. So, we're not getting very much done this run. We haven't gotten any master rounds. We keep finding health, so we're not in terrible circumstance, I suppose. But we haven't gotten either of the items we need in order to unlock progression. So right now, we're just running for headphone credits. And perhaps to learn what some of these new enemies are. I see. He's got a shadow that's moving. It's a displacer beast. Those guys over there, we gotta be wary of their big shot, because it's one of those dark shots that will do double damage. And if it hits once it hits the wall, it's going to have a bouncing spread. That hammer falling from the ceiling is an effect that can happen in any room within the forge, this 5th area. So we gotta keep moving while we're doing it, and it's going to fire out a spread of things. Okay, set on fire for just a moment. Get an extra blank. Might help us out a lot if we can save it for the dragon. Alright, ran out of shots for this. We'll switch back to the mahogany for our room clear gun. Unless we can find an ammo drop soon. And we've still got a lot of ammo spent out of our Dragonfire. Okay. Got a lot of sliding blocks in this room. Looking to do uncomfortable things to my face. Moving, just keep shooting, dodge when you need to. Whoa. The entire room is on fire. Split shooters have a nasty way of pinning us in, too. We're only going to encounter 2 more chests, so we'll unlock this with a normal key. And we've got rocket-powered bullets, which will increase our bullet travel speed and slightly increase our bullet damage as well. Got snagged on that for a moment. These kind of like dark forge enemies do have higher health and fire rate than their kind of related enemy model. Okay, so we've got the dragon over here. I'm going to keep looking for our Forge Mistress shopkeep. See if we can acquire any additional power before we face off against the dragon. Okay, that guy basically just smacked into me from off screen. Not a lot to be done there. Okay. Fellow, because he's dodgy, is going to persistently not die as they pressure me forward a bit. Got him to dodge into fire. Enemies catch fire immediately if they step in fire. He's still picking things up. I thought he was in his attacking animation. That should get him. Good. not quite get him. Okay. We'll get half a clip out of this, or a full clip. We'll get the Gungeon refilled. A lot of spellcasters. Okay. We are on death's door. He's not looking good. Okay, no additional enemy spawns here. Alright. Just gonna blank this. Take care of that caster immediately. He's locking down an incredible amount of space. Alright. And here we have the shopkeep. Where we gladly pick up a couple of hearts. And we have here scatter shot. We'll take that. And we've got the golem arm sitting down here. Alright, gotta figure out a way to get that back up in the Gungeon. And we will restock the ammo on the Dragonfire as well. Okay, so we've got two fairly powerful guns, not a lot of health to work with. I believe in terms of sending that back up. That's right, a balloon will spawn in one of the rooms around here so long as we've got the arm. We haven't seen the balloon yet. And this is kind of a progression item, so we're going to check an extra room. We wouldn't necessarily do this otherwise, because we want to live. Oh yeah, scatter shots at this is hilarious. Just have to try to not die. Alright. So at the 11th hour, we've attained what I would call some true power. Dodge that late. It's funny because ordinarily the Gungeon, very, very mediocre gun. Okay, a lot of stuff coming down. There is our balloon to send that arm delivery up a chamber. So in subsequent runs, we'll be able to find the arm and the balloon one floor up. It'll steadily get easier. Last chest of the run, we got a proton backpack. Proton backpack with multiple shots. Alright. So, we've got a lot of power, not a lot of health. Time to see if we can make it past the High Dragon, taking 3 or fewer hits. Alright. Let's do it. Rocket-powered, multi-shooting, proton pack, and dragonfire. I don't know which of the two is actually more damaging. This is pretty handily damaging. We'll blank this pattern. And this one's tricky. It's just a dodge. No, it's a dodge in. That's right. That's right. You have to start from the out, wait for it to burst, dodge in on that. This one we can avoid, right? Yep. Got it. Okay. Feeling good. Dodging and leaving. Took a hit there. Didn't dodge that. Did dodge that a little too early. Blank that. Almost finished with the proton pack. Blanking this. That's why we have blanks. Okay. Ran through some ammo for the Dragonfire, but it's still pretty good. And final pattern. And we've got the Gungeon. So, I think we might have made it through on the basis of raw firepower, so long as we don't screw that up one more time, because we just took a hit. Okay. Firing rate on this is actually appreciable. We only need to get through one more phase. Almost lost it there. Here. Got straight there. Straight there. And we got it. Alright. Yeah, that multi-shot coming out of the shop really just solidified what was a very dangerous run. Some celebratory gunfire. Extra obsidian shell casings don't matter. We're just having a bit of fun. Alright. So we'll have to hold off on the Prime Primer until our next run. But once again, we've made it through the Gungeon and acquired the gun that can kill the past. The bullet yet to be crafted, but you know, we'll get there. Just gotta get one of these runs with flight or some other similar mechanism to get across that chamber in the mine, not the mines, in the catacombs. Bam. Just gonna get our way through the credits. Return to the breach. The Gungeon still holds mysteries. Yep, we've not yet been able to kill the past. Alright. Back to the breach. Next time out, we'll be playing the Convict. We're going to head on over and purchase more guns. Hot lead, flash ray, heart locket, heart lunchbox. Okay, some of these items, I believe the heart lunchbox and the heart locket actually give us an additional heart when picked up. Super valuable. Hot lead will cause our bullets to set things on fire, and that's all the bullets we have. All setting things on fire. And mailbox is a gun that I quite enjoy, so I'm going to pick that up as well. Alright, so making progress, slaying dragons, and exploring the Gungeon. Till the next time we wander, this will be Exile signing off. Thanks for joining.